Yo. What's up, everybody? It's me, your boy, MTP ASMR. I'm back with another one. Another positive video, guys. For you listening, for your ears, for you to enjoy, to fall asleep to, whatever you want to do with my videos. It's all fair game, guys. Guys, it's me, your boy, MTP. Today is another day, another dollar, another opportunity for you to be great, to reach your goals, do what you want to do, and reach your goals. And just be the best versions of yourself, guys. That's what we're here for. Is to motivate and push each other and to push positivity. That's all we're here for, man. Today, I'm gonna hop right into it. Today's a new chapter of One Piece. One Piece chapter 1159. We're almost at 160. We almost at 1160. Okay, so I'm about to just get started. I'm gonna just talk normally, regular schmegler mode for these videos. I'm gonna just talk regular schmegler. I'm gonna whisper whenever I want to. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. So I'm just gonna read straight up what the chapter is. Okay, let's get started, guys. Okay, One Piece chapter 1159. The title is called "The Island of the Island of Destiny. I'm so stupid. Sorry, guys. Off rip, I'm gonna let you know I'm retarded, so it's gonna take me a while to comprehend some of these words and what they're saying in order because I'm not the smartest fucking guy. So let's just get started. Like I said, 1159, The Island of Destiny. And then we got the cover story, like we always do. Onishao Yamato and the Holy Emerald Shrine Pilgrimage, Volume 41. The group heads back to the flower capital, chowing down on some apples, and it's exactly what that is told. They're going back to the capital, chewing on some apple. You see UT and Paige and Yamato. That's what's happening. So enough for the cover story. I mean, oh yeah, and there's a little fox in the corner too. That's funny. All right, so now to the actual chapter. Okay, Oda has a note. He says, One Piece Day is shaping up to be an excellent event. Enjoy the family atmosphere. Okay, that's what he had to say. I guess there's a One Piece Day. There's a gnat in here. Sorry, guys. Okay, it says 39 years ago, Hashinoshu, Pirate Island. All hell has broken loose. You see the Pirate Island, you see a bunch of exclamation points, and everybody's like freaking out. It says, Did you look everywhere? Don Marlin and the others were killed. So it looks like somebody got killed. Some people got killed on the island. Don Marley and the others were killed. They were on guard duty last night. God, this fucking net is annoying, man. Sorry. They were on guard duty last night. The Dawn couldn't protect her? It can't be. Who the hell did this? And you see their dead bodies laying in the rain. That's fucked up. Who was Don Marlin? Who's that guy? Hey, he was in a past chapter. He's not too significant, but I'll go back and see who the hell that actually was. Okay, you see Roxy says, "What are you saying?" You see Whitebeard Nougat, Edward Nougat. He's going, "Huh?" And then we see a big old like picture of like Hashinoshu like out in the distance, and it says, "Someone kidnapped our Shaki." They're all screaming, somebody kidnapped Shaki. And the narrator says, "Yeah, it only took the perpetrating party a few hours, but they left behind no trace." And you see everybody else's reaction. They're crying because she got caught. She got taken. The pirates were distraught and shaking with rage. "Please be okay, Shaki." Everyone's crying. Literally, everyone on the island is crying. We cut to Roger. He's reading the news and he rips the news in half, the newspaper in half. He says, "Damn you, Rocks! You can you could how could you let this happen? I'm gonna kick your ass. Uh, and then the title, not title, the narrator, he says, "Well, a word spread across the seas." And you see, Rayleigh, he's looking at the paper. He's like shaking up too. He says, "Shacky." He's looking at her picture in the newspaper. The narrator cuts to an island. He says, "And the people, in and the people sank into into deep despair. Their smiles fading as the world's uh, economic ground to a halt for several weeks." Oh, I guess okay. So money stopped flowing for a couple weeks now after her and Shaki got captured. It's crazy. And then 1 year passed. 1 year later, God Valley, West Blue, Garling. I'm so happy. I've okay. We see Garling and his wife. Not his wife, but this baby mom. I guess we still don't see her face. Like her face is behind. We see Garling. She says, "Garling, I'm so happy. I've already, I've always knew you'd come back. You'd come back. Shamrock, Shanks, it's your father." You see Shamrock and Shanks, they're babies, and they're like reaching out. He says, "Twins, huh? How precious." "Yeah, they're your kids. Why don't you stay home with? Why don't you stay here with me?" Shamrock, he says, not Shamrock, Shamrock. Garling, figuring Garling, well, he says, "Well, if we were to share a home, it certainly wouldn't be here. This island won't be around much longer." She says, "Huh?" You still don't see her face. You just see the back of her head. He says, "Besides, I've already secured a worthy bride for myself and place the order." And you see, she's saying, "Huh?" He says, "She will be mine, provided I triumph in the upcoming tourney." She says, "Tourney?" Oh shit! And he stabs her. You hear the kids in the carriage, they whine and they go, "Wah!" You see literally Garling stabs her, and it looks like the stomach, well, her hand is reaching out. She says, "Gwah, gwah." So he just like straight up just killed the mom. Like we didn't even get to see her. Like she's not significant at all, I guess. But still, you had to kill her like that. We didn't even get to see her face. That's fucked up. Or know her name. Anyways, he's talking. Garling. He's talking on the transponder stuff. He says, "Begin the preparations." And you see a bunch of foot soldiers. They're walking. He says, "Yes, sir. Making landfall now." And you see the people on the island. He says, Navy ships from the world government. That's right. They've surrounded the whole island. Are they searching for some vow criminal? Get the children inside. You see, he's talking on transponder. So limit yourselves to tranquilizer rounds. If they don't resist, just capture them. And you see someone is talking to one of them. He says, uh, Lana, what is his name? Lieutenant? Lieutenant Commander. What exactly is the goal of this operation? One of the soldiers says. Uh, it's a training exercise. Now zip it. You're 10 years too early to be questioning orders, cadet. He says, but, uh, squad leader, what's the deal with this upstart? My apologies. He's still in training. Is that Dragon? I think it's Dragon. That looks like Dragon. I think it's Dragon. And then you see one of the villagers on this island. And he says, "Excuse me, what's going on?" Kya, he gets shot. Boom, boom, he gets shot. Tranquilized or whatever. "Do not resist. Keep still." As they surround the family, they go, "What?" You see the rest of the villagers are running away. And they say, "Run! They're capturing everyone." "But why?" That's definitely Dragon. This is funny. That's Dragon. He says, Dragon says, it's like a younger dragon, like a really younger. Before he even has his tattoos and stuff, he looks like Gear 4 for Luffy, like without the eyebrows and everything. That's actually really funny. He looks just like him. He says, "Those are just ordinary civilians." One of the Marines, he says, "Stop! Don't question it. There's no room for personal debates with falling military orders. Just focus on capturing completing the mission. He goes, huh? He's aiming to shoot at somebody, dragon. He goes, huff, huff. It's okay. Tranquilizer rounds shouldn't kill anyone. And then they give his title, Marine Monkey D. Dragon, future supreme commander of the Revolutionary Army, father of Luffy. He says, sorry, if you let me detain you, I won't shoot. One of the villagers, or there's two of them, he says, I don't know what's going on, but I'm leaving this island out of the way. He goes, boom, boom. He shoots them both. And then he's like huffing and puffing. He says, huff, huff. Put on your mask. Somebody over the radio says, it's sleeping gas. And you see, that's literally Dragon. That's funny. That's Dragon's face. He looks literally just like Gear 4th Luffy, like Bounce Man Luffy, like just with the no eyebrows and stuff. That's funny how he looks just like him. All right, we cut to a naval ship. It says it says naval prison ship transporting slaves. Buzz, 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 beep. Communications room. Huh? Could have sworn I saw someone. And then we cut to where all the slaves are. It's my God, it's fucking Ginny. It's Ginny and Volkov when they were kids. This is definitely just the God Valley incident. She says, big bro. He says, Ginny, you're safe. Whatever he has a W, he goes what like a German. He says, what a relief. I did it. And now it's up to the informant to relay it. And then you see the other slaves. They say, don't be loud, you two. You don't and don't do anything rash. You'll get us punished too. You hear he says punished. Oh, it's Ivankov. He's yelling at them. He says, moron, do you want to die with no knowledge of where they are taking us? You need to try if you want to be saved. Miracles are not so easy to come by. As Jenny's trying to pull him away to stop him, she says, big bro. And you see my God, these names, bro, there's so many names. You see a young what the fuck is his name? The Buccaneer guy. The fucking, what's his name? I keep forgetting his name. What the fuck is his name? Y'all know what his name is. Y'all know who he is. He says the slaves are getting rowdy, or the over the radio it says the slaves are getting rowdy, and he's thinking. He says, so there are still slaves with spirit. And then we cut to it says capital. Bro, this gnat is pissing me so off right now. I'm really gonna have to fuck him up, bro. Sorry. All right, continue. This is gonna be a long chapter. I ain't gonna lie. It says Cypherpol Intelligence Bureau. Somebody saying you have more absurd intel. What is it this time? It's Morgan's, Big News Morgan's. He says, don't be coy. You guys must have caught wind of that transmission too. Let's skip to the part where you pay me off. You'd rather keep this story quiet, right? And then you see the Cyberpole members. They say he's just one kid running a local paper with a fancy name. How does he keep getting intel like this? Don't push your luck. You'll be erased. One of them says. Morgan, he says, ha 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 ha. Just try to stop me, fools. He says, fools. I'm gonna leak. He thinks in his head. He says, fools. I'm gonna leak news to Pirate Island either way. And then we get his title, Morgan's, president of the World Economic Journal. And then we cut to Pirate Island again. It says, it's Shaki. She's still alive. Is this for real? I'm so relieved. Where did you say she is? God Valley. Where's that? You see everyone's reaction. One of the guys, I forget what his name is. He's the weird looking snake looking dude. He says, "This smells fishy. Can't we trust this source? Can we trust this source?" Um, Stussy, I think her name is Stussy. Yeah, that's Stussy. She says, "There's no doubt about it. The Navy's in turmoil." And then you see the other pirates. They're screaming like relieved that she's safe. He says, "She's gonna be a prize in a celestial dragon tournament. So those damn government bastards were the ones who kidnapped her." Shaggy Chan, fucking that dude's funny, man. What's his name? Shiki. Shiki's funny as hell. This nigga face is funny. And then we see Edward Newgate. He says the celestial dragon's human hunt. I always figured that was a baseless rumor. You see Big Mom. She says, "Looks like they're putting devil fruits up for grabs too, Kaido. Didn't you want one?" Kaido says, "What do they? What do those ones do?" And Big Mom thinks in her head. She said, "Those fruits could be perfect for my kids." So I guess that's where she got most of her kids' devil fruits from. That's interesting. Um, the chef guy that cooks for Big Mom, he says, "What if this is some sort of trap?" Rock says, "Shut up." He says, if we've got to if you're getting cold feet, you can just stay behind on the island. Let's move. God Valley awaits." Roger Pirates. We got to cut to the Roger Pirates. You see their ship is like bouncing up and down, like with hearts and stuff. They say, uh, Rocks, he says, "Gabon, where's God Valley?" Gabon says, Scopper, he says, "It's very far, but we should make it in time." Roger says, y'all are with me, right, fellas?" And then you get everybody, Rayleigh and everybody. He says, "Course we are." Shanks, not Shanks. Roger, he says, "Rox is already on the move. We can't let him get ahead." Um, and then you see somebody's talking, and you cut to you cut you cut to Garp. He says, somebody's talking to him on the transponder stand. He says, "It seems Roger's heading there too." He says, "Lead with that next time. I'm on the way." So anytime when Roger is on doing some shit, Garp is like on his ass about it. He's like, "Why didn't you just say that? I'm on my way." Like he'll drop everything just to fight this nigga. And then we had the author. He says, it was an unlikely turn of events, but this small leak led to the mobilization of all the toughest men on the seas. And then we cut to, I'm guessing this is one. Okay, it says, "It's a giant ship. Who cares? Sink it. Wait, what is it, Rocks? We can't stop now." That's Harold. Harold and his giant ship and Rocks. They're talking to each other. Harold says, "They said your entire crew was obsessed with this woman. That's how I knew I'd be able to interrupt you here, intercept you here, Rocks. You know, if if we fought without any regards of our own lives, we could sink your puny little ship with ease. Uh, See that vessel over there? It's a government surveillance ship, and it's a ship way off in the distance. You see Rocks looking like, hmm." And Rock says, "So you're still trying?" Ooh, you see everybody behind him. That's cold. You see Roxy's talking, right, and you see Edward Nugget, Black, Big Moms, and Kaido just sitting in the background like tough, bro. They looking tough right here. Roxy says, "So you're still trying to carry favor by playing the government's lapdog. You may be king of the overgrown brunts, uh, but you're underestimating us. You are you really content to let the government sit back and watch as we tear each other apart? You're nothing but a giant lugget, lug, a giant luget, cl- clinging to your diluted version of progress." That was crazy. Um, why don't you talk with he said, "Why don't we talk this out? Just the two of us," Rock says. And then you see someone's pouring up some drink. Someone's pouring up some drink. I think it's Harold pouring up a drink for Rocks. He says, "You must have an idea where we're going and what we're doing. Listen, this is for your ears only. I ain't gonna tell anyone else, not even my own crew." And then you see Harold's crew. Yeah, it's Harold and Rocks. They're sitting on the edge of the ship, having a drink, talking. You see Harold's crew. They're saying, "Your Majesty, why talk to him?" And then you see Shiki and the rest of this crew. You see, he says, "That bastard. We don't have time to have take it easy." Shaki, he's like Shiki. He said, he says, "I bet even now my Shaki's calling for help." As he's making this ugly ass face, smoking a cigar. Okay, Rox is talking to Harold. They're talking about something serious right now. Harold says, or no, Rock says, he says, "I've got a hidden name. It's Davy D. Zabek." Davy D. Zabek, nigga. Uh, he says, "You're not really called Rox," Harold says. Rock says, I I reckon the world government has been trying to erase this specific name for a long time. It's tied to the legend of the legendary it's tied to the legion of legendary pirates Davy D. Jones. The name still commands some influence in the underworld, even now, but it's barely scraping by. As he, it's like when Shanks was having a drink with Whitebeard. He has this big old like plate of like sake. He's drinking that motherfucker. It's like big as hell. Rocks. He says, well, his name is Davy D Rocks. This nigga says, I ain't I ain't sure if the timing was good or bad, but 2 years ago I had a kid. To keep him totally safe, I sent my family away, back to my hometown, told him to count on the Davy clan. Harold says, I see. So your kin, your wife and child are back in your hometown. But why are you revealing your weak spot to me? He says, my hometown is God Valley. As he's shocked, Harold says, are you saying the government staged this just to lure you in? He says, nah. The celestial dragons are gathering there, right? Wouldn't want to they wouldn't want me crashing their party. They just made a mistake. Still, still, it feels like destiny is pulling me in, dragging me back. Taking Shaki was their biggest blunder. As long as I get my wife and kid to safety, I'll be at peace with whatever happens next. But it doesn't feel like luck's on my side anymore, Harold. Lend me a hand. And you see Harold, he's getting mad. He says, no way, I'm going to sink you right here, right now. He says, is that so? Bring it on. Don't interfere, Harold says. And then you see a big explosion coming from the giant ship. It says, you cowardly rats. One of them is saying, I'm guessing that's Rocks. And then the author, he says, it's hard to believe, but every 3 years, the Celestial Dragons choose an unaffiliated nation rich in resources and turn it into a hunting ground where they slaughter all the natives for sport. That's fucked up. That's really fucked up. That sounds like some real life shit that can really happen. I'm not gonna lie. That sounds like they would go to some place and just fuck up people just for the fun of it. That sounds like some Squid Game shit. And you see the people at God Valley. They're literally crying. They say, "Help us! How could this be allowed to happen?" And then we cut down to this is the end. We cut down. We see Shaggy. It says, and then the author, he says, the day of the God Valley incident. And then we see Shaki. She's on a stage where a bunch of celestial dragons are like surrounding her, like cheering and like looking at her. As you see, one of them is talking through like a large mic and like telling them all this information. They say, "We We now present the grand prize of this tournament. Beyond all the rare devil fruits up for grabs, in one of the calm belts of the Grand Line lies the idol of women. Behold, their former empress, the most beautiful woman in the world. Her name is Yaku. Shaku Yaku. Whoa, whoa! Everyone's screaming. The winner could decide whether to take her as a wife or a slave. And you see everyone at the bottom, they're screaming. They go, "Whoa, she's gorgeous! I want her." Since her capture, she's been kept spotless and pristine in every way. She's the very definition of a priceless treasure. And you see everyone's talking. You see one of the celestial dragons. He says, "What an amazing prize, Summers! You'd better win her for the Shepherd family." Oh yeah, you see Summers. I forgot he's old as fuck. Well, now he's old as fuck. But you see a young Summers. That's funny. He's talking to, looks like Garling. He says, "Don't be stupid. I'm gonna make her my personal property when I win." You see Garling. He says, "She'll be my wife. Quit dreaming, Summers." Yeah, so he was talking to Summers. And then you see it says Gunku. Oh, Gunku's there. Gunku's there. So Gunku is really old. That's funny. She doesn't look old when we see her fighting in like the future, but apparently she's really old. It says Gunku, with you here, we might just take home the clan war trophy. The clan war trophy. The hell is the clan war trophy? Okay, we might take the clan war trophy. We see Gunku in the background, but we see this other guy with his like tongue kind of sticking out. We don't know who the fuck he is. Okay, and then we cut to it looks like Dragon. Yeah, Dragon. He's in this room. He says, one of them says, "Please help my my kids. You have to get them off this island. Don't let him take them. Come here, Teach. It'll be all right." Oh, that's Teach. It's a baby Teach. That's so funny. That is baby Teach. "Come here, Teach. It'll be all right. You have to survive." I guess his mom says. That's fucked up because like she's all bloody and shit, all beat up. They all beat up in chains and stuff. That's really fucked up. And then we hear the announcement. Every world noble knows the tourney features several super rare. Oh my god, an ad. Okay, the tourney features several super rare rabbits to hunt. This year, we've not only secured a brat from the Buccaneer tribe, but for the first time in 800 years, we've also oh my god, sorry, for the Buccaneer tribe. But for the first time in 800 years, we've also uncovered members of the Davy clan. The site of the Great Clash. The site of the Great Clash. And that was it. That's the end of the chapter. So so there's a member of the Davy clan. So there's a Davy clan. As Rock said, his name isn't Rock, it's Davy D. Davy D? What do you say? It's Davy D. Zebek. Not Rock's D. Zebek. It's Davy D. Zebek. So there's a D clan, and I'm guessing the D stands for Davy, or it's just like Davy D, or Davy is a whole different thing, and we still don't know what the D stands for. I'm guessing it means Davy, the D for Davy, but it doesn't. His name is Davy D, so I don't know if the D stands for Davy or is just Davy. That's his moniker. But yeah, so we got secrets. We know that his secret name is Davy. That the government is fucking super crazy right now, and they held this thing every 3 years. Every 3 years they held this fucking tournament to like just fuck up people on random unaffiliated islands, which is really fucked up on some Squid Game shit, and worse than Squid Game because like at least they got a fighting chance. Yeah, we got Shaggy sitting there like it's super sad what they fucking doing. So this year was like the worst. Like this was the worst time for any of these people to like anybody, man. So the government is going absolutely ham. So that's it for this chapter, man. This was actually a pretty long chapter. I ain't gonna lie, a lot of dense, like a lot of reading, a lot of information, a lot of information. It doesn't seem like there's gonna be a break next week. Don't know, might not, might be, but we're gonna figure out next week. This is a really good chapter. I figured this was a pretty good chapter. We actually getting this. This is the start of the God Valley incident, which we've been hearing loads about, and we finally get to see what the fuck is actually going on. We see baby Blackbeard, which is pretty crazy. We get to see a younger dragon. Like it looks like he's gonna help. It looks like he's gonna help Blackbeard, which is kind of crazy. Um, yeah, and that's it right now. Um, So yeah, that's it, guys. That was it. That's One Piece chapter 1159. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, man. If you did, please make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It means a whole lot to me, man. If you want to see me keep you updated with these new chapters, man, let me know, and I'll keep reading them. I'm gonna keep reading them, whether you like it or not. I'm gonna keep reading them. I find them interesting, and yeah, man, this was really good. This is a really good chapter. So we're gonna wrap it up right here, man. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, I already told you, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. But that's it. And that's that, guys. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow with a brand new positive video, guys. I love y'all. Y'all see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow, and y'all take it easy. Peace, 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 peace.